So in April of 2018, we had an update that came out for GTA 5 that released this car right here, or this truck I should say. This is the Caracara 6x6. And in a recent video I did, which has almost now got 250,000 views on it, I checked out a mod version of this which added a 4x4 version, which was just a lot more of a acceptable civilian version. Well, in the latest update that came out just last week, Rockstar have done just that. They have finally released what people have been asking for, a 4x4 Caracara. Let's take a look. And so here we have the Caracara 4x4. Now the one on the left here is actually the one that we checked out in a recent mod video. This is actually a completely modded car that someone has made, indicating left, as is the style in Figureight videos these days, and it is a really good mod. There is a lot of cool tuning parts for this thing, lots of things to add, and it really just made a proper civilian version of the Caracara. Well, Rockstar have sort of just gone in the same vein as this one. Oh, by the way, ignore Michael walking every time I sort of move the camera. My camera mod has broken with the latest update, so I'm using some sort of alternative which is frankly not as good, so ignore Michael doing some weird walking around here. But this is the 4x4 Cara that was added in the recent update and should be available now to go and buy in GTA Online. And just like the 6x6, it is like a proper off-roader. It's not like this one which was very toned down, very civilian-esque. This thing is big, it's bulky, it's brash, it's got big, massive arches on it just like the original one did, with all the scuff panels and everything else, but it doesn't have a stupid pew-pew thing on the top, and it doesn't have 6 wheels, which makes it instantly just so much cooler, in my opinion, because it looks more realistic. So let's jump inside and have a quick look. So the interiors, it's pretty much like this one, I'd imagine. Yeah, pretty much the same. Not much changed between all of these. Yeah, nothing's really gone on there. But so the interior's the same, and really it's just the fact that it's got a shortened bed and one less pair of wheels, and the wheels actually do look nicer as well. They've got a nicer set of wheels compared to these kind of ugly, bulky looking things here. So for the tuning parts, let's have a look. Let's go to menus, customs. So we have on the spoilers, we have quite a few options here. So we're going to have the roll bars on here. These are quite similar to some of the ones that we had on this mod version. Then we have the secondary color, we have the black bed bar rack, then we have that in the secondary color as well. Then we have the plastic flatbed sports bar, more just a cover. Then we have this version, then we have the plastic, that is very plastic and very chunk. Then we have this version, which is pretty nice. And then we also have that in a secondary color. Lots of cool additions here. I like these. They're a little bit different to what we had on this one. By the way, can I just say that this mod is still really cool. If you want to get this mod, I'll put a link in the description for this as well, because as far as I'm concerned, still a really cool mod to have, even though we do now have this one. At least Rockstar are listening though, because a lot of people wanted to have this 4x4 version. Then on the front bumper, we have quite a few options again. We have the commercial bumper, which is actually going to make it sort of like this one in fact. Then we have the utility bumper. We have the painted version. Then we have the primary color racing bars. I do like how that looks. Then we have that in the secondary color. We have the heavy duty bumper. And then we have that painted. They do look very cool. There's a lot of beeping going on somewhere here. Oh, it's because I've had to pause the game input because otherwise the car starts moving when I move the camera. Yeah, I have to apologize for that. In fact, you can see that the wheel is slowly turning and moving as I'm moving around, so the truck is actually slowly moving in time. Then on the rear bumper, we have the primary color version, we have the roll pan bumper, we have the roll bar bumper, and that in secondary color, and then we also have that in primary colors. Can I just say that that front bumper that we had here, the racing bars, I think we're actually going to go for this one, because one of the things that we couldn't really do with this one was make it sort of like cool and sporty. It was just a utilitarian military vehicle, whereas this thing we can make into just a really cool like sports off-roader. So that racing bar look thing looks amazing. So I think I'm going to do that on the front, and I think have this primary roll bar on the back. I think that's going to look nice and sporty. Then on the exhaust we have the dual sides which are coming out. Whoop, there they are right there. Or there we have the dual long coming out there. I'm just going to have that on the side. That looks very cool. On the grille, not as many options as this one, I will say. But we have the large grated grille. It does look very cool though. Very cool. Then we have that one. So it gets rid of the Vapid badge on that one. It just has the big massive like Ford style one. And then we also have that on the cutout, which is kind of hard to read, actually. I think if I was going for them, I'd definitely go for that one, even though I'd imagine it's cut out to help with airflow, but that looks cool. But do you know what? I like that one with the badge. I'm always a big fan of badges. I'll go for that. On the hood, we have the stock hood. We have the single vent plastic. We have that in woof, a very bright secondary color. We have the vented scoop. Then we have that in a very bright secondary color, currently white. We have the primary middle intake, and that in secondary color. And then we have this massive lower intake one, and in secondary color. I think for a racing theme, I kind of like this one. There's something about it that's just very aggressive in the way it looks. I think it matches that a bit really well, in fact. So I'm going to go for that. Then on the fenders, we have them in stock. We have them in primary color. We have them in secondary color. And we have them in carbon. I've got to be honest, I really like the look of that. So I guess the carbon just makes it look a bit more upmarket. A bit more race style as well, I guess. But it does look very cool with the stock. The painted one makes it look a little bit more, I don't know, fancy. I'm going to go for the carbon. And also, I picked this bed, by the way, but actually, I'm not going to go for this. I don't know why I picked this one. Let's go for something a bit more race-inspired, which I think might just be the simple black roll bars. On the roof, we can have this in a very bright white secondary color, or we can have it in carbon. I mean, for the whole racing theme, I'm just going to go for carbon on this one. Then we can upgrade engine, brakes, transmission, because it is pretty sluggish. We can have race suspension, which drops it by a little bit, but it's still kind of wide. That does look so mean. That looks so good. This one was cool because it had lots of options and made it more civilian, but this is a weapon. It does look so cool. There's no extras. We'll go for a turbo, and I do kind of want to go for, I don't like a light smoke on there, just to get it a little bit tinted. Paints, well, let's have a look. What have we got? Something matte, I'm feeling. I don't know why, I'm just in the mood for some matte paint. We haven't done matte paint in a while, come on. Kind of tempted about this. Do we have any liveries to look through as well? And we do have some livery options, so let's have a look at what we got here. So we have the black double stripe. Pretty simple. Doesn't really line up with that bonnet vent thing though. And also looks kind of weird with the carbon. Then we have that in very bright white. Then we have the half painted stripe along the side. Which just sort of makes like a dark tone on the top, which is actually kind of cool. I might go for that. Then we have the rear vapid angle stripes. Pretty simple. We have the Chappelle. These do all look very nice because they look pretty OEM. They just look like the sort of like dealer sticker sort of thing. We also have the red painted scratches. Does look very cool again. Quite racy, in fact. Then we actually have the proper sponsored ones. We have the Atomic sponsor. Very nice color scheme, actually, even with this current one. Does look very cool. With the black Eagle camo, again, looks very cool, but doesn't suit this particular build. And then, of course, we have the painted US flag, of course. I think I'm actually going to go for the half-painted stripe and see what other colors we can get. Okay, so actually, as I'm changing the color, I'm realizing that that top bit is just that color. It doesn't really change. And it actually went really well with the desert tan. But I'm not sure about it anymore. Okay, I've changed my mind. I'm going to go for the red on the front and then have it go to something like the black steel or maybe anthracite black. Sort of like a red and black theme. I think that works really nicely. And for the wheels, to be honest, I actually really like how these standard wheels look. Maybe if we change these wheels, maybe we'll go for something from a mod. What have we got in the modded section? They're all just not as exciting. I guess maybe this one is the closest option. But it's just not as cool. I like how the stock one looks. We'll keep that stock. I think that that build right there is an absolute winner. And there we go. There is the much anticipated Caracara four-wheel drive. I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on this one. Because obviously I liked this original. Oh, this is going to be really annoying having to jump to the camera mode. So that you can see what I mean about it drives off. This is terrible. In fact, hang on. Let's just use Spooner mode for now. So I actually really liked this mod. If you haven't checked the video out for this mod, I would definitely recommend it. There'll be a link for that one in the description below. It had lots of really cool stuff to offer, and it made it more civilian compared to this one, which was just way too crazy. But I like the middle ground, the Rockstar have gone for, because they've taken the sort of like rugged, cool look of this one, but applied it for something that's a bit more normal. And it does look really, really nice. To be honest, I think that we could still do with one of these. I think that both of these cars can exist together. But there we go. That is it. Now, normally I do 2 builds, so I'm actually just going to do a quick build right now and then we'll finish the video. Let's try something else. And here we are with the final product. I decided this time to go for the rugged one. I went for the big, massive, chunky bumpers. I went for the painted bumpers and the painted arches as well. I just wanted to go this full painted, but I made it into a really dark custom matte green. And then I went for this big, massive rack on the top as well. And I also went for a tiny bit of graphics on the rear. As you can see, there's the Vapid graphics. And as you can see, I added dirt, I added bigger chunky tyres, and as you can probably tell, I made the wheels a lot bigger, and I also raised the height of the truck. So there you can see, it's definitely looking pretty high. That's all thanks to V-Stancer, and that makes this thing look absolutely mad once it's lifted with massive chunky tyres. You wouldn't be able to do this in online mode. Gotta look at how much better that is compared to the other one. That's insane. Well, there we go, guys. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below your thoughts on this mod. Were you one of the people that wanted a 4x4 version? Do you think it's cool that Rockstar have now listened and brought one out? What do you think of Rockstar's version? Or do you just perhaps prefer the mods that I checked out recently on the mod version that someone designed of the Caracara 4x4? Let me know all that stuff in the comment section below. If you have watched all the way to the end of this video, you can say Hort. Right there, H-A-U-T-E, Hort. Or is it Horter? Horty? Horter? Not entirely sure, but you can type that in the comment section below. That will let me know that you watched the whole thing. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much. If you want to see more stuff on the new DLC cars, there's some really cool cars that have come out. Amazing. Unreleased for GT Online. I'll be checking them out very soon on this channel. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure to hit the bell to make sure you are notified when I upload. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Oh, and one final thing. I'm uploading Minecraft videos again on my LexTube channel. Link for that in the video description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.